What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. And today I am here with Dylan,
Yep.
and today we're gonna be making a different type of video. This one wasn't really planned until I thought of it out of my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. I want to make a video, and then I just came up with the idea. And as you can see by the title, we're gonna be making the case for Cy Young, Corbin Burns, and Brandon Woodruff. Now you might be thinking, it's only April. Well, yeah, it's only April, but I don't really think this matters right now. I think they will. I think one of these two will win the Cy Young. But anyways, we're gonna be making the case. So first, I guess you want to start with Brandon Woodruff.
Yeah, we can go with him. You also want Freddy Peralta. He's been amazing too.
Yeah, I guess Freddie Peralta too.
Maybe he won't win Cy Young. Like, he's definitely an all-star caliber starter too. I just thought of that. I looked at his numbers. He's been amazing too.
So the Brewers have had in the past a very streaky reputation of developing pitching, and this was before our 2018 run at the National League Championship Series. The Brewers really didn't have the development of pitching, but now it's looking like we have our aces for hopefully the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I think we better work on some extensions. Because
We lose one of these guys, we're fucked.
that's a huge loss.
So the first, Brandon Woodruff, last year with Milwaukee, or he's been with Milwaukee since 2014 when he was 11th round pick. That's a steal.
Yeah.
He made his debut in 2017, so he's been with us for a while now. But in 2020, so far, in 17 innings, he has a 2.12 ERA, no wins or losses. He's only got 3 walks, 19 Ks, and a 0.76 whip. That's really good, right? That's elite level right there.
Yeah.
He had that he's pitched twice against the Cubs, where he went 7 scoreless, and then 6 on the 13th, like yesterday, where he gave up 1 run, but he's still, in my opinion, a Cy Young caliber player that to be looking out for this season.
Definitely, by far.
Well, I guess since you brought up Freddie Peralta, screw it. Why not go after? Let's talk about Freddie Peralta.
I got some of his numbers right here.
Okay.
I have him on my fantasy team, and so I got the stats right here. He's 2-0, obviously 0 saves, 24 strikeouts, 0.69 ERA,
Nice.
1 point, yeah, 1.08 WHIP. So yeah, and he's had a little bit of control issues. I know that at times, but he's got some really good stuff. He's really developed.
Yeah, and that control, 9 walks, 24 strikeouts. So yeah, yeah, those control issues, I've noticed that a lot lately, but I think Peralta definitely has, or is also could be in the conversation to be in the Cy Young.
he's made massive steps forward. I mean, he's not just like fastball Freddie anymore now. He's actually got a legit breaking ball and everything now.
Yeah. There's no info here when he was drafted, but he made his major league debut in 2018 with us. And
yep.
he's
Mother's Day, I think, against the Rockies, wasn't it? Or
I don't know.
Whatever day it was.
I have no idea, but I remember his debut. He had like a lot of strikeouts.
Like 13 strikeouts, I remember, or whatever. It was awesome. I think we actually got him as a lottery ticket throw-in for Adam Wynn back in 2015, so that was a massive steal.
Don't underestimate David Stearns.
I think that might have actually been Doug Mel.
Oh, well, I don't know.
That was 2015. I think Stearns took over in 16, but I don't know.
Yeah, but Peralta, yeah, just if he can work on his control issues, I could definitely see him being up there. But I won't count on him holding the. I mean, obviously, Woodruff and Burns are gonna be human some days. They're not gonna be elite every day, but they're gonna be elite most of the days. But some days they are gonna be human, and will have a bad game here and there, like every other pitcher does. But
Yeah.
They've been really impressive so far, and I guess, well, you want to save the best for last?
Well, you want me to pull up Corbin Burns? Once I have him also in fantasy.
Sure, go ahead.
Alright. He's been obviously lights out. He has he's 1-1 now. He got the win today against the Cubs. He's got 30 strikeouts. That's amazing. 0 walks. That's like unheard of. A 0.73 ERA, 0.16 WHIP, and he's only given up 4 hits and only 1 run, and it was a pitch that I think it was to Byron Buxton or whatever when he was throwing a no-hitter against them.
Definitely, I believe definitely every pitcher in our rotation has, except for maybe Brett Anderson, has the opportunity or the best opportunity to hit or to throw a no hitter on this team.
Brett Anderson throws a no hitter confirmed.
God, that would make me lose my mind. But yeah,
from all the guys we have.
a little background story on Corbin Burns. So in 2018, when we were making our run at the NLCS, he was in our bullpen and had a 2.16 ERA. And we thought, okay, he could maybe transition into starter and we'll be set for a rotation. Then in 2019, he had probably one of the worst pitching
He was one of the pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he was in 2019.
In 2019, yeah, he was one of the worst. He had an 8.82 ERA in the majors, in the minors as well, most likely.
Yeah, so bad. He went to AA from AAA.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. And then,
oh my goodness,
he went 1-5 in 2019. Somehow he got a victory. He had a high WHIP, 1.84. He had, 70 Ks, 20 walks, 48 earned runs. Yeah, 70 hits he gave up. It was a mess in 2019.
Yeah.
But I will condemn him on a return to 2020. when he went 2.11 ERA in 59.2 innings, went 4-1, and he really upped his strikeouts. And it was a good sight to see. Last year I was worried. I'm like, oh great, are we gonna see 2019 Burns or are we gonna see 2018 Burns? And we saw 2018, but elite, more elite.
Yeah, well, he was compared to at the time when he was coming up to Jacob deGrom, and well, I guess they weren't lying.
If you would have asked me in 2019 if Burns was going to be a future starter for this team, I would have been like, are you nuts? He can't even strike out AA players.
Yeah, now he's I remember hearing that back then. I was like, okay, well, I want to wait and see first before I believe that, and then especially playing team, I'm like, oh boy, of course. I was like, oh, of course he's gonna be a bust. The typical Milwaukee way, but he actually rebounded, thankfully.
Yeah. I was gonna leave this guy out, but I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's throw in Adrian Hauser. I was gonna just end it there, but I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about Adrian Hauser. Let's talk about his potential. Maybe. I mean, he's so far had a pretty productive year. I mean, his walks were really high in his last start, but he's got a low ERA. I mean, if he can control it, he's got a 1.8 in 10 innings, 1-1. Oh yeah, let's go back to Burns for a second. Forgot to say this. Burns literally had like 20 strikeouts before his first win, and he was still 0-1, and that's because of our run production. The only way he would have a loss is if we couldn't hit for shit to begin the year.
Yeah.
That's why he had a loss, by the way, because he unfortunately gave up one home run against Minnesota, and then he was credited with the loss because our offense was at the time. They have bounced back, thankfully. Offense at the time, I was worried we were just gonna waste our pitching, but they've gotten their shit together. But
I'm still I want to see how this offense can do against like the Padres and the Dodgers upcoming. If they can do good against that, I'll have a lot more faith.
yeah, but all right, back to Adrian Hauser. He actually was a late bloomer, kind of, because he was up and down. He was a 2011 first round pick, or not first, second round pick. My bad, not first. But in 2015, he pitched 2 innings, 0 ERA. But then he didn't play another game until 2018. Only had 7 games. And then 2019, he had a bigger role. And then 2020, 2019, 3.7 and 111 innings. Then last year he had at the beginning he looked really well, like his first 4 starts, I think. But then he just turned into complete and utter just
garbage.
And
I was not a big fan of him after that. At the time, I mean, hopefully he keeps up what he's doing, then I'll have more faith in him. He's done pretty good so far.
Yeah, and then this year he's in 10 innings. He's got a 1.8 ERA, 1-1 record, 1.6 WHIP. That's kind of high, but that'll go down by the year, hopefully. His walks, 6 walks, 7 Ks. That's not good. But isn't he more like a ground ball pitcher?
I mean, he's a number 4, number 5 type starter, so I mean that's kind of what he is. I mean, he has his moments, of course, where he looks great, and then he has moments where not so much, but for his role, he's pretty good, though.
Yeah, I mean, if he can lower his walks, that might be a big time steal. But yeah, in the games I was able to watch, he did kind of walk a lot, and I'm like, oh great. But then there's actually some times in that Cardinals start where he had the bases loaded and he got out of the jam, so it's always good to see that. But I think that's gonna be it. Unless you have anything.
I mean, I guess at this point, I wanted to talk about Brett Anderson, I guess. Went over to everyone else.
Brett Anderson, he exists. Okay.
I got solid veteran starter, that great ground ball pitcher.
He's
he's kind of struggled a bit this year, but I think he'll get it going, though.
In 10 innings, he has... I dropped my phone. In 10 innings, he has a 4.5 ERA, 5 Ks, 3 walks, 1-1 record, 1.2 WHIP. Yeah, cool. Last year with us, he had a 4.21 ERA, which is totally okay for like a fifth starter, I guess.
Yeah, he's a veteran arm that I think he'll improve more as the year goes on.
Yeah.
He's a solid pitcher. He's not great, but he's not horrible either.
But I think that's gonna do it for me. Yeah. Brewers have a very underrated pitching staff. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that we have 3 potential Cy Young candidates, maybe 4 if Hauser actually gets.
I don't think Hauser will be a Cy Young candidate. That's asking a lot. I think he could be. I think he's a solid number 4 or 5 starter.
Yeah, I guess. But
I don't see him as a Cy Young candidate. I don't think he's that good, or doesn't have the stuff like that. But I think he'd be a solid starter, though, on a team like us.
yeah, I guess you're right. But anyways, I think that's gonna do it here. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Mm-hmm.